Hello and welcome to Times Square here in New York City for CBN's coverage of Super Bowl XLVIII, where the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks will battle it out to try and stake their claim to the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Winning the Super Bowl for the Seahawks would mean their first championship in franchise history. For the Broncos, it would make their third Super Bowl championship. You know, for a lot of the players on both teams, playing in a Super Bowl is a dream they've had since they were kids. In fact, for many of them, playing would define the very fabric of who they are. But for a few of them, their identity can't be found on the football field because there's a lot more to them than just playing football.
The Denver Broncos are highly favored to win in Sunday's matchup between the NFL's two #1 seeds. Jacob Tamme and Britton Colquhoun say, yes, they're hungry for a championship, but their happiness doesn't depend solely on winning.
Winning in football is really important to me. It's very important, but it does not define me as a man, and really, ultimately, I don't think it defines anyone. I mean, it's something that, you know, back from my days in high school, I mean, my high school coach taught us God, family, football, you know, and you got to keep it in that order. We prepare so hard to win football games, and I take a lot of pride in that. You know, I take that very seriously, and I think at the end of the day, you got to realize that it is a game, and that God is authoring a bigger plan, and that's certainly a humbling feeling and keeps you grounded.
You know, it will be awesome to win the Super Bowl, but yet all these guys that have won the Super Bowl are still trying to win the Super Bowl. But that's just like the same with, you know, money's not going to make you happy. All these things that people strive for happiness, that didn't give you happiness. I mean, you're going to be happy on that stage, hoisting that trophy. You're going to go to bed at night, and then it's just you and God, you know. And so that's why, you know, faith and then you can add in family and things like that are what really fills you up and really, you know, gives you purpose and just gives you true joy, not just, you know, meantime happiness.
This is Steven Johnson's second season in the NFL, and he says he's blessed to be where he is, not just because he's fulfilling one of his childhood dreams, but because earlier in his career he was told he would never play football again.
I hurt my knee. I blew my knee out in prep school, and I had plenty of people tell me I couldn't play football anymore. I was never the fastest. I was never the strongest. But I tell you what, the Lord took David, and you know, he conquered Goliath and did all that. And he's just told me that, look, if you have a dream, go chase it. If you believe in me, I will be the super to your natural, you know, and I'm just honored to be able to continue moving forward with this team, hopefully for as long as I can, be around these great coaches and just continue to serve the Lord.
Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson has been criticized as an athlete for most of his life, mainly because of his size. But in the last 2 seasons, his numbers have made him a giant among men. He's the first quarterback in the Super Bowl era to post a 100-plus passer rating in each of his first 2 seasons. And he says while the stats are great, he couldn't have done any of it without the Lord.
You know, I had a lot of critics that tell me, oh, he's too short. And that was the only thing they could really say in terms of my game. And I wasn't going to believe it. I wasn't going to allow that to stop me from doing what God had put me on this earth for. In terms of my faith and how it's played a major role, it's been everything to me, to be honest with you. You know, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. And I give him all the glory. It's a tremendous honor just to be able to play the game of football, to be in front of all these people and to play the game I love. You know, and at the end of the day, football doesn't define me. You know, I believe that my faith is the #1 thing in my life, and then you know, family and playing football.
Clint Gresham and Chris Maragos both recognize that the spoils of being professional athletes are only here for a season, and say that it's much more rewarding to invest in a relationship with the Lord that lasts forever.
I think that the second that we start to put our identity in anything other than Jesus, that's a slippery slope. And because one day football will be gone, and one day people will not know who I am or care to interview me. And so if I put my value in the fact that somebody wants to talk to me about football, man, when it's all done, your life's gonna not be that great. And so my identity and my value comes from just receiving the love of God and thus giving it out to as many people as I can.
My faith is everything to me. You know, I was just saying earlier that Jesus saves. Jesus saves, and it's my true desire for all of you to come to know his love. And to know that you're loved, to know that you're here with purpose, that you're here for a reason.
Free safety Chris Maragos has had a remarkable journey to get here. And he says he's learned that there's a void that only the Lord can fill, and that during times of weakness, that's when he shows up strong.
I've chased the things of this world, man. Before I gave my life to who Jesus was, I chased the money, I chased the drugs. I was doing drugs, selling drugs. I was doing all those types of things, and those things, they leave you so empty. My faith in Jesus through those times where everything was up and down, he continued to stay the same. And when your hope and your trust is on the firm foundation and who Jesus is, nothing can shake you. And there were moments where it was very difficult. There were moments when it was tough, but those trials produced perseverance in me. It produced character. It produced what you're seeing today.